Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Morning Report is sponsored by our friends at the Solo Kia of Cape Coral. This morning we'll tell you about Southwest Florida families gaining food security with the help of bright smiles. The North and South Koreas shake hands for a historic photo op and more. Today is Friday, April 27th, and this is the Morning Report. On Wednesday, families visited Eden Park Elementary in Immokalee to take home several pounds of locally grown produce. It was the second of two distributions from Bright Smiles in Immokalee this week. Many families lack access to fresh produce from grocery stores or farmers markets, but Brighter Smiles is changing that one school at a time. Starting in the Houston, Texas area, they expanded to nearly 50 schools in that state, including some in Dallas and Austin. They're in the suburb of the nation's capital and even been distributing food in the Bronx. Now the plan is to have 5 schools in Collier by the end of the next school year and to start expanding throughout Florida. They've partnered with Littman Family Farms, a massive family-owned farm system based in Immokalee that has locations in multiple states, and the Harry Chapman Food Bank locally. And education is just as important to access, so they also prepare easy and fun ways to prepare all of their produce, be it through pickle or simple additions to their staple meals. Read more about it at naplesherald.com. A day after a stinging defeat handed down by an appeals court, ministers and civil rights leaders, including national talk show host Al Sharpton, rallied Thursday at the state capitol to rev up support for a proposed constitutional amendment on the November ballot that would automatically restore voting rights for most Florida felons. A march from Bethel Missionary Baptist Church to the steps of the old Capitol, planned weeks ago, followed a late-night ruling Wednesday in a bitterly fought challenge to the state's vote restoration system. The appellate court handed Governor Scott and the other members of the Board of Executive Clemency a decisive victory by blocking a federal judge's order that would have required the state to overhaul Florida's process of restoring the right to vote to felons by Thursday. But in its 2-1 decision Wednesday, a 3-judge panel not only granted the state's request to put that decision on hold, but also indicated the district judge's invalidation of the vote restoration process likely would not stand. The latest decision stirred up already impassioned supporters of the proposed constitutional amendment as they gathered on the steps of the old Capitol. Home to an estimated 1.6 million convicted felons, Florida is one of a handful of states that do not automatically restore voting rights to felons who have completed their sentences. An estimated 600,000 felons could have their voting rights restored if voters approve the measure, which will appear on the November ballot as Amendment 4. After a year of tensions, the first North-South Korea summit in more than a decade began Friday with a handshake. Surrounded by bodyguards and other members of his delegation, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un emerged right on cue, smiling broadly and exchanging greetings. The two Korean superpowers shook hands for a long time, exchanging greetings and looking from outward appearances like old friends. Like everything about Friday's summit, the handshake and all the atmospherics around it were carefully orchestrated and agreed upon in advance. North and South Korean officials conducted 3 days of on-site rehearsals to map out virtually every move of the leaders' initial encounter. Even so, the moment was a striking contrast to the rising fears of conflict that dominated relations just 1 year ago, when Kim was test-launching long-range missiles at a record pace and trading crude insults with U.S. President Trump. The Koreas have a host of difficult obstacles ahead of them, but no matter the outcome of the summit, they seemed acutely aware that the photos of Kim and Moon's handshake will be bound for the history books. And that was a Morning Report for today. I'm Bri Walling. The Morning Report airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. right here at naplesherald.com. And don't forget to check out our lunch break that also airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Thank you for watching.